Good afternoon, Leeds Geeks. My name is Eric Haig, and we are joined today with Ryan Dorheim, Pete Kirby, Jim Renfro, and Karen. So we have people all over today, from Fargo to Washington to California. Today we're going to be working on some outbound Zillow-related calls, and Karen is a high D who wants to practice slowing it down for those who are the higher S's and C's. So, Jim, do you want to give us a quick rundown of what we're going to be learning today?
Yeah, so I mean, basically, kind of when we talked before this, Karen identified she wants to learn how to go a little bit deeper with people. And so D personalities, I'm a high D personality. I struggle with it as well. I want to get to the point, get off the call. And a lot of people think that high Ds are a large percent of the population. They're only about 3% of the population. S's and C's are about 75% of the population. So you need to learn how to talk to them. So today, Karen's going to work on talking slower, going deeper, and going from there. So she's going to give me a call first, and then she's going to give Eric a call, and we'll all provide feedback and go from there.
You ready? All right, ring ring.
Hello?
Hi, is this Jim?
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, Jim, this is Karen. I'm with Remax. I'm the client care specialist on Kirby and Christina's team. And I was following up with you in regards to your inquiry through Zillow for the listing at 1234 Main Street in Plymouth.
Okay.
Yeah, so Jim, what's your time frame? How soon were you thinking about buying?
I was just curious.
Just curious? Okay. Were you curious for possibly some time out in the future, or were you thinking about buying more immediately?
In the future.
In the future, okay. And what about this particular home interests you, Jim?
The price.
The price. Okay. So what kind of budget are you trying to stay within?
We want to be under 250.
Under 250. Okay. And Jim, are you currently renting, or do you have a home that you need to sell first?
We're renting.
You're renting. All right. And when's your lease up?
August.
Your lease is up in August. Okay. So ideally, Jim, would you like to be in a home by August?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this particular home, did you have some specific questions? Were you interested in scheduling a showing?
What are the taxes on that one?
What are the taxes on this one? I believe it 5%.
And can you tell me what that amount would be?
It would be roughly 15,000
per year.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, can you tell me more about the property?
Yeah,
we were looking for a 4-bedroom.
You're looking for a 4-bedroom. Okay. Jim, is there any particular criteria that's important to you, or maybe like an open floor plan, updated kitchen?
Actually, let's just pause right there. So one thing, you're going deeper, but you're just going house-based, right? It's just all about the house. Mm-hmm. And you're kind of just steamrolling me. So if I'm talking really quiet, Karen, you gotta slow down. You gotta talk quiet. So let's try that. So let's try one thing we always talk about is let's find out the motivation first. So our opening line, Karen, is something like this. Hey, Karen, I saw you were looking at 123 Main Street on Zillow. I was just, were you just curious or thinking about making a move this year?
Okay.
And then from there, hey, well, I'm thinking about making a move. Why are you thinking about making a move? Let's go into the why. Let's find out that motivation. Because if that motivation piece isn't there, you as a high D, it's all about time, right?
Right.
Let's find out that motivation, because if they're not motivated, we don't want to waste your time, and ultimately, you want to take care of your client. So, right. So let's start over. Let's really concentrate on, if I'm talking quiet, let's bring it down. Let's slow it down a little bit, and let's really find that motivation and talk a little bit more about me first.
Okay.
So let's start over.
Ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Jim?
It is. Who's this?
Hey, Jim. This is Karen with Remax. I was following up with you in regards to your inquiry through Zillow. Jim, were you thinking about possibly making a move this year? Were you just curious?
Yeah, I mean, we're thinking about making a move sometime this summer, I think.
Okay, and why are you thinking about moving, Jim?
You know, we're just a little sick of renting. We wanna own some equity and have a house.
Right, right. Definitely smart. Build the equity for your future and not somebody else's.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, Jim. And are you a first-time home buyer?
We are, yep. We've been renting for a while and saving up, and yeah, we're thinking about making that first house. So we went to the bank, and we're good to go. So they said gave us a pre-approval letter, and yeah,
Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations. And
yeah. Thanks.
Jim, this particular house at 1234 Main Street, what is it that attracted you to this house?
So that one, it's 4 bedroom, which was good.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's 4 bedroom and 225 is kind of our price point. So
Okay.
Hello, Speed Thatch Realty.
it micro mute your phone, buddy. Oh my god. Comedic show today. Go on, Karen.
Okay. I'm sorry. I lost my place a little bit. Okay. And Jim, is it the area of the home, the neighborhood that you like?
Yeah, we want to be in that neighborhood. We have 2 kids, and that's a good area that we've been researching. So
Okay. And so you're looking for a 4 bedroom, 2 to 3 bathroom. Anything else? Any other criteria about the home that's important to you?
um no, I mean that's primarily we want, a Rambler style. So all on one floor, preferably a finished basement.
Preferably a finished basement. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And what's your time frame, Jim? How soon were you guys thinking about making the move?
My lease is up in August, so we would want to probably move in around that July 28th, 29th time frame. So coming up pretty quick here.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Jim, I could definitely get you set up on a showing for this home. What might be a good day for you?
Uh, I need to talk to my wife, I think. Find
Okay.
out.
Okay. Jim, typically do you guys prefer a weekday or a weekend?
Weekends are best.
Weekends are usually best. Okay. Jim, what we could do is we can just schedule a time for this weekend, and I'll send you an email confirmation. If you talk to your wife for any reason that doesn't work for you, just shoot me back an email and we'll get you another time set up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, let's stop there.
Okay.
Okay. Much better on the mirroring and matching.
Okay.
Still need to just do a little bit on your responses. Your intro's getting a lot better. We're also probably pretty harsh today. So you're doing a lot better though. Can you actually hear the conversations a little bit different?
Yes.
And the walls come down a little bit quicker as well, right?
Yes.
So when you asked for business, I timed it. It was about 4 minutes in.
Okay.
So a good segue to remember, Karen, is you asked what's my as far as setting up a time. A good way to do that is, hey Jim, we can set up a time to take a look. What's your schedule like? What do you do? And really find out, okay, what's their occupation? Where do they work? That's going to add another 2-3 minutes. Okay, well, hey Jim, that's what you do. You said you're married. What does your wife do? Oh, what's her name? So that will help kind of add some minutes there.
Okay.
Ryan and Eric, you guys have any other feedback besides that?
I just want to touch back on something that I've learned throughout the progress of doing role play, and that's treating others the way they want to be treated. So in other words, I have to almost remove myself from a lot of the conversations, and that's to get into that family, occupation, recreation, dreams, that entire ideology, and then also finding out, are they even pre-approved to buy a house? Start going through some of that other qualification, to figure out their jobs and things like that before booking an appointment. So yeah, that. Getting out of my own head on some of these conversations is always good to go through. So, yeah.
Okay.
Eric, what about you?
Just night and day difference the second time. So really good job there.
Yeah. Why don't you call Eric this time?
Okay.
He'll do either a S or a C type personality. Let's concentrate on that motivation piece again. Let's concentrate on slowing it down. You're doing way better, which is awesome. It's really hard for a D. It's really hard for me sometimes to really slow down. I want to go fast. And the better you can get at that, the better you're actually going to control your time, which is ultimately what you're going after, right?
Absolutely.
So why don't you give Eric a call?
Okay.
Ryan and I are going to listen for cues and kind of take some feedback, take some notes, and give you some feedback, and we'll just keep practicing it.
All right.
So go ahead.
Hello,
Hi, is this Eric?
this is he. Who is this?
Hey, Eric, this is Karen. I'm with Remax. I was following up with you in regards to your inquiry through Zillow for the listing at 1234 Main Street.
Yes.
Yeah, Eric. So, what was your reason for reaching out about the house? Were you curious? Are you definitely going to be moving?
I will definitely be moving.
Definitely be moving. Okay, Eric. What do you think your time frame is? How soon were you thinking about making the move?
Well, that depends.
Okay, and what does that depend on?
Whether or not I get a job there.
Ah, got it. Okay, so where are you living now, Eric?
I am in rural Wisconsin.
You're in Wisconsin. Okay, so you're thinking about moving to the area. Eric, what do you do?
I am a English professor.
English professor. Wow. Okay. And so you're possibly going to be getting a job at the university?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. And what university are you at now?
I've been on a 2-year sabbatical, living in majority of my time in solitude and living off the land in the northern woods of Wisconsin.
Okay. All right. So Eric, where are you in the interview process?
Well, I am traveling there in 2 weekends to explore the campus and observe some of the current classes that are going to be going on after spring break, and touring the area, possibly exploring some housing opportunities in the area.
Okay. And if you were to take the job, Eric, how soon do you think that you'd be starting?
Next semester,
Next semester.
as in the fall semester. However, I would definitely prefer to move during the summer months, have time to settle down and explore some of the local trails and state parks in the area.
Yeah, that certainly makes sense. Eric, what about this home in particular attracted you?
The simplicity of it, the large shaded backyard, and although it does have the nice maple tree in the back, it looks like there is adequate sunlight towards the back of the yard for a garden, which will hopefully provide some form of sustenance gardening and the opportunity for me to grow some of my own vegetables. I also just really like the mature trees and the character of the small but simple home.
Okay, okay. Eric, any other criteria that's really important to you in a home?
I don't really think that I can put a dollar value on how much I would love to have a wood-burning fireplace.
A wood-burning fireplace. Okay.
A large one, or just really, in the main room. That is a deal breaker. I'm looking for a character home with a wood-burning fireplace, and it certainly does not need to be large. it will just be me, and I may rent out a room or two. But 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. I do prefer my solitude.
Okay. And what kind of budget are you trying to stay within, Eric?
Well, it depends on whether or not I decide to sell my tract of land with my cabin that I built on it. I don't know what the demand is for simple Spartan-like cabins in the northern woods of Wisconsin, but I'm talking with a young couple who seem very interested in the homesteading lifestyle, self-sufficient lifestyle, and if they decide to buy it, I think they would be worthy stewards to pass it on to, and I would use the funds from the sale, and it would be a cash deal, preferably under 200,000. I just think anything beyond that would be too extravagant for my needs.
Under 200,000. Okay. And Eric, what areas are you open to?
Well, any areas as long as it's that character home, but I guess I would like it to be within 8 miles of the university because I do own a car, but I loathe driving and sitting in traffic, and I prefer biking even through inclement weather. Anything within 8 miles is a reasonable bike commute for me. So I guess that would be another deal breaker. Anything within 8 miles. I would even consider a more modern house without a fireplace as long as it's within 8 miles, but definitely a fireplace or the ability to put in a fireplace or a wood burning stove.
Got it. Okay. All right. And I'm sorry, Eric, what dates did you say that you were going to be here? You said 2 weeks from now?
Yes, I haven't looked at my calendar for a while since I've been out, but it would be the weekend after Easter weekend. So I believe that's the second weekend in April.
Okay. Okay. So we can definitely get you set up on a showing when you're in town. Eric, what day the weekend that you're here would work best for you?
I will be flying in on a Saturday, and I believe I have tours that day. And Sundays I use as a technological sabbatical, and I shut down all electronic devices and spend the day reading and meditating. So the Monday would probably work best. Sometime in the morning hours. I am an early riser, so I could do anything at all early in the morning and up until about 1 p.m.
Okay. So how about 9 a.m. Monday morning? Would that work for you?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you. I'll send you an email confirmation, Eric.
Yeah, let's pause there. Can you guys hear me okay? My mic kind of went wonky.
Yep.
Karen, you're at 7 minutes and 51 seconds. That was painful. Nice job, Eric.
It was.
You did a really good job that time of going deeper. Very, very good job. You're asking a lot of questions. Two that kind of come to mind is, well, what does that depend on? It's a great follow-up question. Oh, well, what do you do? Great follow-up question. One thing I think you missed kind of right after that is he kind of went on a long time. The northern fields of Wisconsin, right? And he took 2 years off, and I think a really good question right then would have been like, why'd you do that? I think that would have opened him up a little more, would have probably added another 4 minutes onto this conversation, which might have been painful, but it's good. I think when you're coming back, you can maybe just do a little bit better job of slowing it down. So he was going really slow and methodical and very detailed with his answers. And then you'd come back with like, oh, okay, great. Well, why is that? It's still good because you're going deeper, but maybe a little bit better way to do it is like, oh, okay, Eric, well, depends on what. Might be a little bit better. You kind of hear the difference?
I do, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Eric, what kind of feedback do you got?
So I hate these types of conversations that go for like 15, 20 minutes. And I just kind of drew on that for this conversation, and I wanted it to be painful for you because I can tell that you're a lot like me and that you want to get it done and go for it. So that was an extreme example. I've only had a handful of calls that were that painful, but I do that to, trying to really, really show extreme examples. I thought it was great. You did a lot better of asking why. And even though you didn't start with the why, you quickly went into it. Why are you looking at homes in Fargo, or well, in the area on 123 Main Street? And then I think when I was talking about aspects of the home itself, I offered up a lot of information, like why do I want a yard so I can have a garden? Maybe you could have gotten into a little more on why I wanted a character home or why a fireplace was important, stuff like that. So there were opportunities in there, but yeah, overall, really good job asking the why questions and figuring out my motivation.
Yeah, definitely. Ryan, what feedback do you have?
And Eric touched on everything. First of all, Eric, I want to see if you really do bike 8 miles. I have yet to see you bike that far yet, so I'm just going to call that out right at the beginning. And Eric, you were alluding to something I wrote down is you said you were doing tours that day. And for me, that all of a sudden was a flag, and I started asking myself, wait, did we ask if he's working with another agent or anything that day, or was he talking about work? So I think maybe getting to some of those other types of pullouts where we can grab information to make sure we're not wasting our time or their time as well, especially if they're already under contract or working with different agents. So that it was just something that Eric said that made me write it down quick. That kind of was a quick flag for me. So.
Definitely. So Karen, can you kind of hear the difference?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Was this helpful?
It was extremely helpful, yes.
Okay. So what are kind of 3 big takeaways that you have from today?
That I need to slow down, mirror the other person. I also need to make it more about them than about me. And to go deeper and in asking questions.
Yeah, definitely. Just from the time that you started our very first call, where I cut it off, until now is 200% better. If you just took that from today, I guarantee you're going to help more people, and you're going to get your team in front of more people, which is ultimately going to help people get into houses and taken care of. Really, the biggest thing you can do to be successful in this role is mirroring and matching and asking questions. It's the number one thing you can do, and it's going to take care of you in this career, and it's going to take care of people for sure. So that's my biggest thing, is just keep slowing down, keep asking questions, mirroring and matching. What questions do you have?
I don't have any questions, actually.
Okay.
Can I jump in since I rudely was loud? So obviously I wasn't here for most of it. I was booking another appointment. You should be on here more often because I booked 2 appointments during this. So 2 things. The very little that I heard of your second call, you did much better. So good paying attention to slow down and mirror and match. Just something to think about. In the first call, your title, my name, I'm with this company, who's this, blah 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 blah. Some real estate companies have names that are like 8 lines long, and it's ridiculous. So just, I don't know if that's something that you necessarily need to go in depth as much when you're introducing yourself, just because you might lose somebody just right there. Otherwise, I also want to say good job on role playing on that first call when Jim was like, well, how much is the taxes? How much is that? It's the part about role playing that's hard, is there's a lot of stuff that you don't know what's going on. So just making up numbers on the fly was good.
Right.
You did a good job today from what I heard. So good job.
Thanks.
Yeah. So Eric, why don't you take us out, and then Karen, hang on the line for a minute.
All right.
And he hung up. Yeah, everybody. So Eric hung up, and I can't actually end the broadcast.
Nobody can.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. Hold on. Hopefully I can do this.